Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. Before we jump into the action, don't forget like, comment, subscribe. All of those things help us out tremendously. If you're interested in supporting us a little further, consider becoming a member on our channel. Members are kind of like subscriptions on Twitch, except it's only $2 a month. All of the proceeds go to me. And you get some really cool emotes as well. If you're interested in supporting us a little further, consider joining our Patreon. If you're interested in joining any of our campaigns like this one, we do have open slots available starting next month. Be sure to reach out to me. Let me know about any of them you want in on. If you like any of the games happening, any of the stories happening, let me know. Come on in. Enjoy the chaos. It's fun. But I think that's going to be everything from me. Let's get into the action. Alrighty, Liara, what happened last session?
Last session on ZODIAC, the next generation. The team, after arriving at library, goes through and starts looking at the books. I managed to convince the librarian to let Moose, myself, and Casimir to the 5th level of the library, which is the second highest level you could get to other than level 0. During that time, we all do our own research. I believe Moose did research on other realms, I believe, right? I wasn't positive on that.
Yep.
Casimir and I did research on the moon. And then on the lower floors, Reagan and Sebastian did their own researches. I think Reagan did research on, trying to remember, I didn't write it down. Political stuff, I'm sure. And Seabass did research on pirate stuff, I'm sure. No, he did research on legendary objects of Zodiac, which mentioned crossbow, and I believe it mentioned Ares javelin. In the meantime, after we finished doing that research, Casimir did his own research on vampire accounts and found that one is literally about 20 miles out from Neckmere, sitting in a field waiting for anyone to come challenge him. So we're supposed to go help him with that later. I'm not sure how it will go, but it's a little foreboding. Anyways, after doing that, we decided that we were going to fly to No Man's Land to figure out this moon scenario. Reyna learned at library that she could talk to her mother if she was outside of this plane of existence and see her in person. So going to the moon also worked in Reyna's favor as well. So we learned that we needed a moon rock to go to the moon, and what better place than No Man's Land, where there's literally a cult of people that worship the moon. When we arrived in No Man's Land, we found the cult's outpost, and at the cult outpost, it just gave us an odd vibe. It wasn't the same information that I got from library, and usually the library has pretty accurate information because it was supposed to be a female wood elf leading it, and it was a male wood elf. And they wanted us to go kill some people that stole the moon rock. We left, locking them back inside their own building, and headed out to go find the people they wanted us to kill. We were just going to go talk to them. During that time, as we were heading out there, we spotted someone hiding near the base, and immediately Hay chased them down. We surrounded her, and she said she'd destroy the moon rock unless we listened to her and hear her out. We heard her out, and she essentially told us that those people were psychopaths killing people, and they're all corrupt, and she would love to go to the moon, but we have to bring her, and that's the only condition. And I believe that's where we last left off. Sorry, it wasn't that great of a recap, guys. I'm feeling a little sick.
It's all right. I think everybody's a little under the weather this week. But anyways, as you all stand there with Mariani accepting the deal that she proposed, she looks at you all very expectantly. Okay, so you wish for me to commune with my goddess. What are you all? Let us do that then. What do you want her to answer for you? You get 3 questions. She looks between the four of you that seem to have any amount of light in your eyes compared to the other two whose lights are glazed over.
How are you? No, we can't ask that. Casimir, do you have a question?
I don't know. What do we want to ask them?
Maybe how do we lift the curse on
Oh yeah,
person still?
Yeah, how do we? That's a good question.
Okay, what are your other two?
Should we ask how to kill them in? I mean, I think it's important.
To kill the
That's not one of the questions. He's just fixated on something. How about this? Why is the curse still active after all these years?
Who's the god locked in the moon?
Didn't we get told that already?
We never got her name. Just said second sister, things like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Any rebuttal to that? Any preferences?
Not really.
The only other thing I was thinking is there anything that might have been of import to us up there that would be valuable for us to get?
Is there an artifact that could be useful in fighting Vaskar?
We only get 3 questions, so maybe we can combine these first 2 questions. Be like, how do we lift the curse, and why is it still active? Or is that
still counts as 2?
all right?
Just tell us about the curse.
We already know about the curse. We need a direct answer from her.
I think why is it still active isn't something we really need to know. I think it's just because of the moon still being there, because that's what they pretty much said. So let's just. I think the weapon one is actually a really good question though. Like, is there something up there that's worth having?
Yeah, is Vaskarvin like vulnerable to moon rocks thrown at from a sling or something? 10d10 damage.
Can we weaponize the moon? Like,
yeah, we'll go Thanos on her and just be like, crash the moon into Vaskar.
All right, so third question.
That would be crazy. Is there an artifact on the moon? Or artifacts?
That may be a bit too vague.
Is there an artifact we can use is there an artifact we can use to fight Vaskarvin on the moon?
All right, and you said you wanted to skip the second question, the why?
I think so.
So what's your third question?
Well, we could have a couple contingencies. It depends on whether there's an artifact or not, because then we might want to ask, where is it? But any other questions you guys can think of?
Good.
I was just gonna say we could just ask about the god in the moon, because I feel like we didn't really get a lot of information other than evil, bad. Like,
Generically evil.
yeah.
Maybe if we ask something about like how would that god get released, so that we know like what not to do.
She would not answer that question.
Well, like, I guess I'm just saying, like, I don't want to accidentally do the wrong thing, and it's like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. You broke that one symbol or some shit. I don't know.
Why? How about just why'd you put her in there? Like, what was she doing? Because they said I get the axioms thing, but like that seems pretty petty and
Like-
suicide. It seems more like suicide than anything else.
Why was she put in there?
Yeah, especially over Zodiac too.
Yeah.
Because like I just watched the finale, which had a lot of crazy lore stuff I didn't pay attention to the first time, and like
What, in the first camp? The finale of
yeah,
the first one?
like apparently this is like the 5th trial Zodiac's gone through and all this other shit. Like,
You know?
Alrighty. So this is what we're going with here?
Yep. I mean, unless anyone has something better.
Yeah, it seems solid.
Bueller. Going twice. Bueller. Locking you in. All right. Mariani places the rock between her legs as she sits on the ground and begins praying over top of it with the tips of her fingers creating a eclipsed dome back and forth over the moonstone. She seems to be channeling and focusing very deeply on it. And as she does so, you all notice the sun disappears from above you. The night sky becomes immediately present all around.
Polando would not have liked this.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Should get punched.
Immediately. What are you doing? Bring it back.
The fuck do you do
Bring
that?
it back. Bring it back now.
And you all see Mariani's head roll backwards, and when she opens her eyes, they're blue. A beautiful, vibrant blue. She kicks one leg upwards and leans down on it while looking up at all of you standing there. All right, so you all have some questions for me, I guess.
Are you no? Don't say are you a god. Do we lift the curse? How do we?
She smiles when you say that.
Do we lift? How do we lift the curse off of Varys Sundell? That was hard for me to read.
Oh, is that curse still there?
Yes,
Oh,
people are suffering.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's really bad. I thought they were all extinct and dead. How do you lift the curse? Well, you got to go up there and you have to destroy a specific artifact that has the curse imbued with magic. That so long as the moon faces Zodiac, yeah, it keeps happening. So you just need to destroy that artifact. Shouldn't be terribly bad. Hard.
Okay, Sebastian, your turn.
She stands up and starts like pushing her feet into the sand.
Oh, hold on a sec. She didn't say what the artifact is or what it looks like.
I mean,
Oh,
no.
oh, you want more details, do you?
Does that count as a question?
Did he? That counts as a
No. We're not playing that game.
Did she not tell you? I'm a trickster god.
No.
I'm going to like put a hand like towards the goddess or goddess. Put a hand towards Liara. No one says anything. And I'm just going to say how do we get the artifact? Or no, not that. I'm gonna ask. Fuck. I have to word this in a way that is both because I need to ask two questions with this one, but I can't.
How about just where is it? Like, that's probably better.
I understand. It's difficult. See, I'm only listening to one of you at a time when it comes to asking questions.
Oh.
So, while I was listening to her, she asked me a question. While I was listening to him, points at Sebastian, he did not ask me a question. But she did, but I'm ignoring that one. And now I'm listening to you, darling. And she, like, puts her hand against one of your metal platings and just... So what is it that you wish to ask me, since I'm listening to you exclusively?
How is it that we go about locating and destroying this artifact?
You'd be a good interviewer. Well, first you'd have to find your way onto the moon. However, that might be very dangerous, very difficult. There's been only a handful of people from various worlds that found their way onto my moon. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the next ones. But yes, you'll have to do that. Once you're there, you'll find 3 large populations, one of which are moon demons that you probably don't want to interact with, or maybe you do. Who knows? Maybe you get feisty with it. Another are settlers. We call them moon folk. They don't represent me. Let's just say that. Make it clear. I do not identify as their idol, no matter what they say. And the third one that you want to deal with would be all the worms. You'll see these 3 different communities. You want to go to the den with all the worms, because that is where the artifact lies, deep within their cavern. And in order to destroy it, a powerful enough version of dispelled magic should probably do the trick. But if you can't do that, I mean, just keep whacking at it until something happens, right?
That's your job, Casimir.
Yep, easy enough.
This man broke through a magical shield once with his hand.
Well, there's one more question you all have to ask, and I am just about expired on time here, so... Who am I listening to?
Seabass, you're up. Or Casimir, if you're confident.
Oh.
Are there any artifacts which could be useful in our battle with Boss Carvin on the moon?
Vascarvin. I don't know anything about this Vascarvin, but if you're asking for an artifact that could be useful against draconic name?
Yeah.
Dragon.
It was a dragon? An artifact that would be useful against one of them. Whew. I mean... The moon demons, honestly, have some pretty potent items at their disposal. You might be able to get some useful things from them, but again, depends how frisky you are. I wouldn't recommend you go out and seek them unless you're adept hunters, huntresses, whatever you call yourselves. But yes, they should have some very useful things at their disposal. And I'll also tell you, as a little bonus, the Moonfolk, they will claim they have really good artifacts. I doubt it. Just being real with you. I doubt it. But anyways, I'm done. And she immediately falls backwards into the sand. The moonstone jumps, flips over to the other side, and Mariani just blinks. Ah, that's always a rush. The day comes once again.
Well, I guess we leave tonight at midnight. That sound good, guys?
Why midnight?
Well, I mean, isn't that when the moon is highest in the sky?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Wouldn't we want to leave when the moon's closer?
The moon is highest in the sky around 1:36 a.m.
When's moon closest? I mean,
That happens once every 6 years, where it actually gets like very, very close to us, and we can connect with her on a much stronger, more personal.
oh yeah, I was reading about that. When's
Wait.
the next convergence?
You read about our culture.
Yes, I read about a lot of things. I have it all written
Great
down
proceed.
in my little journal here. It bites, don't touch it.
Okay. That should be occurring in about 10 months' time.
We can't wait that long, guys.
Right, so let us go.
What time is it now? This dusk, sun's still up. Guess we should get some rest. Take the first watch. Someone should let those guys out of that cage, by the way. That's pretty cool and unusual.
Screw those guys.
I mean, I
They
think
lied.
they did lie, but and then I look at the girl, then I look at Sebastian, then I look at the girl, then I look at Sebastian, and then I put my hand next to my mouth. I don't fully trust her yet. Library doesn't lie.
I'm standing right.
I know, I'm sorry. It's just I haven't read very inaccurate books from that place before, and it's odd. Okay.
Yeah, she's the one that library said was in charge.
No, they said some other things. It's just like it's just the small details that aren't adding up.
Falsifying information is very common for people in notable places.
Can I insight check that?
Sure. Sure.
God, why does that have to be doing this?
I mean, you can't discern any distruths.
Okay, well, I'm just saying it's hard for me not to trust the book. Why would a book lie?
No, the book isn't the one lying, it's the person writing it, right?
Yeah, but the lady was very
Books are written by
I know,
people.
but the lady that writes everything down is very. She just has this weird thing about her. Like, I'm not even sure it's a person. Anyways,
Right. Out of character, I could have sworn that you said that this is the female elf that's in charge.
oh, out of character. So the only real difference that they've mentioned was like they worship the moon. So with the information we're getting now that's different is that there's a moon weaver and the god's trapped in the moon. So originally she was worshiping the god trapped in the moon according to the book. So that's why there's the mistrust on Liara's side.
And last session, she revealed to you that while communing with the moon, she discovered that the moon was a deceptive entity. The moon weaver was the entity she was actually.
Yeah, the other assholes are in league
And
with
books-
the
Yeah, with the moon. Like I understand that. I'm just saying
Right.
like
Yeah, and books aren't always kept up to date day by day. So like things change quickly and don't get updated until they have.
no,
a-
no, I'm just
maybe
saying,
that's
like,
level 0 information that there's different gods.
I'm more just saying like it's hard for people to usually change their like people don't just give up on a god they've been
Mhm.
worshiping for a very, very long time unless something really wrong happened. So that's why Liara has like a mistrust for this thing, and
Okay.
really wrong, like manipulating entire community of individuals to try to release an evil goddess upon the realm.
well, that's the other thing. I don't know much about this god. Like that was Liara's.
Yeah, none of
that
you
was
do.
like another big point she was making.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what's locked in that.
Okay. I was just thrown off because you were like, let those people in that place go. I was like, I thought that we all agreed that those people were extra shady.
No, they are extra shady. No,
Yeah.
they are.
I'm like, why do you want to let them out?
She just doesn't want to like have them starve to death in a building because they were starving.
Oh,
No, they're not
no. They're given gifts by their god. They'll be able to conjure food at least. They won't die other than from boredom.
Oh, I guess I'll let them out when we come back.
Yeah, if I ever did something that would attempt to kill them, nomads would reject me and try to kill me.
How did they kill your people then?
They haven't left the fort. Nomads can't kill you if they doesn't have a chance to kill you. So if you let them out, they're almost guaranteed to die.
My gosh, that would. I mean, I kind of want to test this theory, but at the same time, like I believe you.
Do you usually test on humanoid
No.
lives? And she like starts going through a satchel on her side.
Not always, just more. That I'm just fascinated with the fact that this place eats people and there's no god governing it. That means it's something else.
Right.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think we're pretty much ready to go now, aren't we? We were resting on the ship. We've only been like checking things out for a few hours.
I mean, the moon's like sort out, right? I just wanted to go when it was close.
A little bit. The moon's a little bit out. Yeah.
We can make our way to a boat.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's take your boat to the moon. Okay. And she'll walk with you all. So you get back over to the swingers where you hear some very fun, high tempo, jazzy music playing right now. Actually, not jazzy music. Think The Mask. Just that music playing. Where your ship is up in the sky right now.
That looks like a lot of fun.
He drops a ladder down towards you all. The Minotaur sees you all and just waves goodbye as you're all leaving.
I'll see you later, buddy.
Yeah, Liara will wave back longingly.
Take care.
I'll be back.
And he starts dancing his way back inside. Great place to retire. Anyways, once you get on top of the boat, your captain looks over at you all. All right, so we ready to head out of here?
Yeah, we're going to the moon.
I guess. Moose.
He looks at Moose.
Huh?
You found the precise coordinates to get to the moon.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so you have to like
All
put
right,
the
cool.
rock in the reactor core or some shit.
What the hell? Reactor? You don't know anything about
Whoa,
what
whoa, whoa.
do you?
Maybe. This is a flying boat. Nothing about it makes sense. So I'm just like saying words.
Makes perfect sense to him. Points at Moose.
He's a robot.
Sure thing. All right, so go ahead and do your finicky business. Moose, I need you to roll me an Arcana check to... Actually, Tinkerer's check. To imbue the Moonstone into the navigation core.
Lucian, grant him wisdom.
$32. You toss it in the air, you catch it, and you just boom, throw it right in there, and immediately you go, what the? Oh shit, that was perfect.
Over the head bicycle kick right into there and just.
No problem. Yep, it's there. It is now attuned to the moon, and instinctually, your ship starts drifting upwards towards it.
Oh, I thought we were gonna have to get closer because I thought it was like a radius thing.
Well, I mean, it's trying to detect its layout, of course. Oh, wow, that is. See, I thought it would be something like intense that would take hours to like. You just knew exactly where.
Maybe we should have asked this first, but do we have like a Zodiac rock to get back?
I mean, it was attuned to Zodiac before. I think we just put it back, right?
Yeah, just take it out, right? Mariani rolls her eyes and pulls out a rock. Yes. I've been preparing for this my whole life.
Good, because I haven't.
She puts the rock back in her bag.
Well, I guess
That would have been a fun trip. How do we get back? Shit.
we have to find a zodiac rock on the moon.
Oh, no. Do they call those asteroids or eartholoids?
Where's that boo?
Anywho, you all begin drifting upwards. And the sky rapidly moves past you all, begins getting colder, frigid in this climate, almost like you're back over inside of Leolis with that incredible chilling cold as you just keep going higher and higher up. After an hour of moving directly up towards the sky, you've seen the moon in the distance rotate upwards slightly. And you stop seeing clouds around you. You all feel a weightlessness in your bodies. That's strange. Liara, you feel more alive than you ever have before in your life. Where Casimir and Sebastian, you both feel slightly uneasy this high up.
Oh man, I don't have my moon legs.
Moose, your intelligence is 18, right?
Actually, it's 20.
20? This feels right to you. Being up here just feels right.
Can I
Like,
Can I just comedically be walking around on deck as normal?
well, while you are on deck, yes, you're just walking around, no problem, loosey-goosey. Casimir and Sebastian, you really have to concentrate on moving, which is so tedious. Like, you're not sure why this is happening. Whereas Liara and Moose seem to be moving without a single problem in the world. Mariani seems to be a little uneasy here, but the captain has yet to move away from steering. Anybody else feel a little weird in their stomach?
Feel perfect.
Everything's sore. Why does this place suck?
This doesn't. I could speed it up, I think. I don't know. I don't know how gravity works out here. I could try to speed it up if you want me to.
Everything feels stiff. This place sucks.
Oh, shit, no. Close that. Yeah, I'm definitely not feeling too very good right now. This is so weird. Huh. But now you're all floating, adrift. The ship itself is moving slower than it previously was, but it still seems to have some type of propulsion, pushing it closer and closer.
Oh man.
You're also at an awkward angle, and you know you're at an awkward angle, but it feels like you're still attached to the boards of the ship. And then you notice some of the barrels on top deck begin lifting off, drifting up.
I'll fly and
Are
grab
they
them.
drifting away? Or just staying
They're
with
just
us?
drifting up. Well, as of now, they're just slowly
I'm gonna
drifting.
fly and grab them.
You leap upwards towards them. You all watch Liara leap into the air 40 feet, grabbing a crate and bringing it back down.
Oh wow, I'm gonna try that.
Sebastian leaps, and you can't stop.
Okay, I'm gonna go grab the other crate and I'll be like, I'll get you in a second.
Sebastian, I need you to give me intelligence saving throw.
What? I just saw her do it. I got a 9.
You did. The ship is considered gargantuan.
Oh, I was gonna do something to
Yes.
calm everyone down.
No. Jesus, why does that keep happening? Anyways. 9. Sebastian, you're currently rotating in circles and you can't stop.
Saying, you made it look so easy.
It's my gift. I don't know.
That new body is really good.
Yeah, no, Melissa's body is really nice. I'm gonna look at the jar. She hasn't been speaking a lot lately, though.
Didn't you put her in?
Oh, I took it out because I felt bad.
Oh, okay, so you have it out again. She's just singing.
Why are you always singing?
I got nothing better to do.
She's used to being in prison.
We're at.
We're all in this together. What we know, where we stand, hand to hand, make a dream come true.
Don't you see we're going to the moon? You're making history, Melissa.
I don't see anything.
Oh.
It's dark everywhere, all the time.
Do you want me to describe it to you? I'm gonna go out on the mast and start describing the moon.
No, you're not very good at that. And Sebastian is still like
I'm like, I
rotating
thought you were
away
gonna
through the
save me.
sky.
Oh crap! Okay, yeah.
I'll just.
Yeah,
Yeah, Moose is just gonna be like walking around deck, and it's gonna like if he has time, it's gonna tie like bits of rope to like barrels and whatnot that could fly over. And if I don't, I'm just gonna push it back down so it resets the. It's gonna fly into the fucking bit of space timer.
All right. So you tie Sebastian off on the other end then?
Probably.
Okay. Moose easily soars through the sky up towards you and ties the rope around you, stopping your body. And Sebastian, you just now figured out how to move your hands out here.
And this place is fucked up.
Hey, you seem to have a problem when you leave the ship. I'd recommend if you ain't those two, you don't leave the ship. Right? I mean, I'm moving okay. I just feel weird.
Casimir.
But you didn't move. You didn't stop doing what you did.
Yeah, I noticed.
While you are attached to a solid object, you do have gravity on that and have basic normal functions. But floating through the open astral, if you do not have a minimum of intelligence of 18, you have to make an intelligence save to be able to move yourself.
Guys, come over here. Look at the moon. It looks amazing. I'm just sitting on the mast looking at the moon.
Y'all want to look
I got an
up?
idea. Why don't you come over here?
What? The fuck to move anywhere? You can make it. I have faith. Just believe in yourself.
Yeah, I tried that.
Something's telling me no, that I should just stay down here.
Okay, 1 foot in front of another, guys. Then you'll be walking across the floor.
All right, I'm gonna try what you said.
All right. If you're just walking on deck, it's fine. You just have a slower move.
I thought she was like up in the mast.
Well, yeah, you're just gonna have to walk over there, like get to the mast, and you can physically climb.
Oh, not
Right.
the no. I mean like the mast and the front thing. No,
helm.
so the thing in the front that comes out. I thought that was called a mast. It's like literally goes out. It's a long piece of wood.
How about I bring you all over to the mast?
I think that's the bow.
I think it is the boat too. I think you're right. This part.
So this thing
Yeah,
up here.
That part.
All right, go ahead, go out
That's
there.
where Liara is. Let's see, sheets.
Go ahead.
I am trying to drag him over. Oh, there we go.
What? You're already
Yeah.
on the. Whatever. You're all down here. Move where you would like to be on the ship.
All right.
Oh no! Oh
no!
He lies.
Casimir.
She lies.
dead center.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay back here. I feel safe here.
You're all looking out at this beautiful expanse. This openness, freedom to the air around you is just unrivaled to anything else you've ever experienced before in your life. I would like a perception check from each of you. As you can clearly see, directly in front of you, the ship is following the trajectory of the rising moon up into the air. Liara, advantage?
Sorry, I don't know why I was on advantage. 24.
Okay. Casimir, guidance, because you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yes.
Sebastian,
Yes.
guidance, because you need to know what's coming for you.
Trust nothing.
Moose. Alrighty. Casimir, you look across this open, beautiful landscape. So incredible to be experiencing. And you see off in the distance around you. You're not exactly sure how big it is or how far it is, but you see objects out there. You can't quite make out details, though. Liara, with a 24. Off in the distance are these round, rotating objects that seem to have these odd markings on them that are green. Most of it looks blue, though. A little bit of yellow, a little bit of white as well at the top and bottoms. You count about 3 of them that you can see from here. Very far away, though. Incredibly far away.
You guys see those blue, green, 3-ball rock things?
Sebastian, yeah, you see.
Oh yeah, I don't like them.
You also see something impossibly far off in the distance, and you're not sure how you can see that far without light, or maybe there's light. It's weird, man. It's weird. But there's something long and serpentine very far away, past the moon. Very far.
I think the Leviathan's chasing us through space.
What? There's no Are there Leviathans in space? I don't know anything about that, actually.
No, there's other creatures out here, though.
Where did you come from?
I've been on the boat the whole
Oh,
time.
I didn't know you were at the bow. I'm learning that this is called the bow.
Oh, you asked the sailor.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of creatures out here. There are rumors from individuals who say these are creatures that were shaped in very imaginative nightmares and have escaped from those realms. There are creatures that are supposedly older than our universe itself and have wandered this open area for all of existence. But there's also stories of astral dragons that move through this open terrain, gathering anything that may float up here and keeping it to themselves. And there's always the astral dreadnoughts. Those things are supposed to be these large, like, crustacean-like creatures.
What?
Yeah.
Why did we come here?
Are they circular?
Yeah, are they circular? That's a good question. Blue and green?
What? No, those are other planes.
Wait, what?
Those blue and green things out there, those are other planes.
Which one's that? I'm going to point at one of them.
Well, let me...
Far left.
She goes into her satchel and pulls out a very long telescope. Or a very small telescope. Second. You point to the one to the left? That is the one we have called Unity.
Unity.
Yes. Has a handful of different continents on it. Very curious. And it seems to rotate. Or more accurately, we rotate around it. And as you can see, it's much bigger than ours.
Oh, can I look back at Zodiac?
Yes, you
What
can.
does it look like?
Roll me a perception.
We use my recap inspiration. Oh my god. 23.
It is a oval-shaped plane of existence that have these long discs rotating around it on any side. And it is spherical.
Confirmed. Okay.
It is a sphere. Zodiac is not flat.
Zodiac has a meteor ring.
It does. And as you are flying away from it, you see that ring is moving around counterclockwise as the world itself is rotating clockwise slowly. Yes. But I've never looked at it from up here. This is incredible. Ah. And she goes to the back of the ship and just starts looking down at Zodiac with her telescope. Could you imagine setting up like a base of operations out here and just looking down on the world at all times? Imagine everything you could see, all of the surveillance.
I don't know who would do that though. That'd be an odd group of beings just to watch. I feel like they'd want to intervene or help people or do something. If they saw something happening.
Or maybe dictate the, outcome of everything that would transpire and not allow anybody personal privacy. Either or, really.
Hey, Captain, are you actually steering the boat, or is it flying on its own?
Oh, I'm holding on to this out of comfort for myself. Yeah, it's going.
So you couldn't, steer us to one of these other places?
I haven't tried. There's an old saying in my family. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, stupid.
Well, there's another saying.
Yeah?
I don't know. I assume there is.
Use your words. Casimir, get over here. Stop standing next to those boxes or they'll fly away.
He's cool.
It's safe here.
Yeah.
You can do
You're
it.
on the edge.
Here, I'll move up farther. See, there's more room.
I'm not moving.
Look at that one.
I'm gonna look.
Look at that one over there to the
Look
right.
at the one on the right.
You look at it, and it's this large swirling bit of clouds that are green and blackish on another one of these spherical things.
Is that the abyss?
No. That's the shade, as we call it, because it's shaded. There's this very small place on it that you get to see once every week or so that has an openness to it, and there's a town there.
That just gave me an odd idea. You think if I throw a bottle directly at it with a letter in it, it will arrive there one day?
Maybe. Or
You guys want to write letters
Or
to
it'll
the planes?
destroy the town.
Destroy the town.
There are
Oh,
things.
a little bit.
This fucking bottle comes hurtling out of space, going like Mach 10.
Why'd you use an indestructible magical bottle? Why?
Let's see, what items do I have? I do want to write a letter.
Well, you would have to set it on a solid course of trajectory to actually intercept it based off of the rotations.
Oh, I got a spell for this.
We
Catapult.
shoot it out of a ballista.
Catapult. And it just keeps going.
Do I have it? Oh, I do have a few things that might make it down there.
All right, maybe next time.
I kind of want to write them a letter. What's the other planes? I kind of want to find one.
We
and
don't
just
even
write-
know if they speak common.
Well, I'll write it in what language? I don't even know if I know other languages. I haven't never really tried. Maybe I'll write it.
We literally don't know anything about them.
What? I know Elvish. I can speak Elvish, I think. I was an elf at one point.
There is a universal language that you can use for this.
Hungrel?
No, and I hand a dagger. Just catapult that.
There's been a declaration of war.
I just like to imagine that one fucking farmer on Unity. It's just like yeah, no, not even like fatally. It's just he walks out, stretches, good morning, and there's a dagger in his foot.
Oh, I almost imagine as he's like shoveling hay, a dagger just goes through his fucking cow.
Ooh. Just put on it from Zodiac.
We have a declaration of war. Multiplanar war is about to happen, everybody.
It doesn't.
Zodiac has the head start. You're the first ones in the astral.
Guys, we did become the first group to ever go to the Astral Sea, I think.
Not the first to go to the Astral Sea, but the first one to freely travel the Astral Sea.
We did it, boys.
See, and now we should start a war.
Moose, get up here.
We should do.
We wanna send a message to one of the planes. Casimir kind of wants to send a dagger. I mean, if it doesn't, he has a point. It won't break, but it might hurt someone.
How would you interpret a dagger showing up out of the sky?
What if think of it this way. What if there's like a big bad dragon or something down there and the dagger comes straight to the rescue and hits it directly? I like to think the best outcomes on things, not the worst one.
I guess that's a 1 in 100 chance of something like that ever happening.
So you're saying if I roll a D100, we're gonna find out what happens with this dagger.
I'm saying I'll add that to my D100 roll.
Oh god.
I'm down for it.
Okay, I do
Let's
wanna
not do anything
this now.
crazy. We're going to the moon already. It's crazy enough.
What,
It's just we're just tossing a dagger. It's fine. I'm sure there's nothing that could happen from that.
There's a lot of things that could happen.
what are the other planes, Mariani?
Well, we've actually never seen that one before. She points down at a swirling, rotating world that has a blue, ice-colored sphere outside of it that just seems to be attached to the one side of the world without touching it. This world has these gray lines all across it, and then brown lines, and then red lines, and then gray lines again. And it's like mix matching between those three sets of dull colored lines. We've never seen that one before.
Looks like a frozen tundra. Can you imagine a planet that's only defined by one type of landscape? I don't think I'd want to live there.
I've read about one of the previous lunatics seeing something like that. Is that it? That little one attached to the big one?
The frozen moon looking one I was talking about. Yeah, I think so.
Weird. And that one she's pointing to is about like south of Zodiac as you were traveling. And then she looks past Zodiac and her eyes go wide.
What? I know the hells are supposed to be attached to Zodiac.
She points backwards.
I look.
Yeah, I think we're all gonna look.
You didn't realize it because your eyes focused on Zodiac so much. But when you look past it, it's void. Black is not the right way to describe this. Black has the presence of a color about it. It is devoid. It has no presence. It has no identifying attributes or mark. It seems to be nothing. Just an endless pit of darkness.
Ah, yes, my ancestral home.
Yeah, Liara's gonna swear for the first time canonically. Is that the fucking abyss? She looks scared.
Why is it so close to Zodiac?
Well, I thought it was connected to the hells, and the hells were supposed to be holding it.
I can see why you left.
It's not that bad once you
She-
get past the generational slaughter.
Right.
Well, yeah. Besides that, if recent history serves me correctly, there was quite recently a huge deposit of failed celestial creatures put into that.
Oh no. So I actually just watched it out of character. They were given the choice to leave, and I don't think it was the Abyss. I think they were just given the choice to take their followers and leave.
No.
They weren't. That's what it was said.
What you all are aware of is what Moose is saying. Neither of you are wrong. What Moose just said to Moose is correct.
What?
What do you mean, failed celestial beings?
The old gods, I believe.
You mean the Zodiac gods were thrown in the abyss?
Well, the ones that didn't want to cooperate with the recent. I believe that I don't believe I recall the name of it, but I think the colloquial term is attempting to restore this fucked up plane. That team.
So, like Leo.
Leo, Aqui,
Yes.
Labrian, all subordinates to Leo, except for one, I believe. Scorpio got out of that. Oh, Jemmy and Annie, those are also recorded in the departure log.
I thought Gemini and Innie died.
That's where they end up if they die.
Oh.
I paid attention to this in class, sir. I had a vendetta.
So you mean to tell me that down there is like the garbage bin of gods?
Looks
Well,
like
I believe
everything.
Yeah, garbage bin of anything that doesn't cooperate is the best word for it.
Mariani takes the telescope and looks closer at
I wouldn't
it.
recommend that.
Wait, why?
I think the saying is if you stare into the abyss, it stares back.
You all see Mariani collapses to the floor and just starts shaking incapacity.
Oh, Sebastian,
Casimir,
please
throw your dagger at it.
I'm going to mage hand the dagger out of his hand.
You begin throwing it and it's not there.
I've got 8 of these, I can keep going.
Casimir, remember, you move sluggishly. Moose. Moose is the strong one here tonight.
Moose is going to like jump and quickly float over to Casimir. Look, it was all fun and games when you were aiming that at a plane of existence. When you aim that at what is essentially an entity that exists only to consume, I hate to call its attention to us.
Technically, I would just be feeding it then. But
yes,
I understand. Doesn't make me
Thank
want
you.
to do it less, but I understand.
You all are moving this way, by the way. But yes.
Wait, so I got a question.
That is what you
these
saw.
guys. Is it
the what?
Is this indicating that these 3 are in this direction? Like traveling?
Yes.
And
they are traveling clockwise, whereas Unity and everything attached to Unity directly is going counterclockwise.
Pull out my ult.
As you are traveling, you will see all of these different planes and shapes out inside of the universe. You'll see, once Zodiac rotates properly, that there is this large, multi-layered protrusion at the bottom of Zodiac that connects downwards towards the abyss.
What the hell?
Mariani has been lying on the ground now for about 30 minutes.
Oh, shit.
without moving.
I'm gonna quickly pick her up, like rest her against like something that isn't explicitly hard wood. So I'll take out a pillow from
Yeah, like
from my bag of holding, just like, all right.
I'll do like a medicine check or something.
Guys, we
I'll
have that.
assist.
We have that ever smoking bottle, and I could put a note in it, and if we open it, it will land, it won't break, and then there'll be smoke coming out of it, and we can at least make contact with somebody on some plane. I think that would be a nice.
17, Sebastian.
Am I able to calm her down?
So the medicine check, there's something wrong with her mind right now. Her body can physically move. Something is wrong with her mind. And that is something you can't analyze by just looking at her.
This seems.
Her brain is broken.
It's not broken. She's just suffering for it.
Potato, potato.
So you mean if you look at, he looks over his shoulder backwards, and for the first time releases the stern and just points.
Oh, it's only if you
Like-
look too deep into it.
That
don't-
for just looking
Well, don't
at
stare at it through a spyglass.
Okay, imagine
it's
it's
some crazy shit.
imagine it's this way. That right there is the deepest ocean you will never want to visit. And the stuff in that will give your nightmares.
Guys, I think I could fix her if can any of you put her to sleep? Just for a moment.
Just knock her out.
No, stop, please. She's already brain damaged.
Also, did you guys hear my idea about the smoking jar?
I hate it. Could
What?
somebody please cast the restoration on her?
I don't have a restoration, but I can fix her mind if she's just asleep.
Well, she said that we don't get our spells back up here.
What?
On the moon.
On the moon? Yeah, we're not on the moon yet.
I'll cast a catnip on her.
Does she pass out?
She does.
Okay, I'll cast Dream.
Liara. You enter into her mind, her dreamscape,
Does she?
and you see all around you. There are these large, destructive entities destroying and reshaping everything inside of this terrain. The walls themselves seem to be bleeding this ooze all across it, and you see her just shaking on the ground back and forth as you hear this persistent, never-ending scream emanating from nowhere.
Okay. Did she fail the wisdom save? Like, am I in control of this dream?
Well, I haven't made that save until you attempt to change.
Oh, I'm gonna
something
change the
here.
whole thing.
Okay. She fails. You need to give me an imposed intelligence saving throw against the abyss. Can you change what
29.
the abyss does?
Is she
Twice.
considered to be within 10 feet of me?
If you're standing next to me, I mean,
No.
29
No,
should be
no,
fine.
no,
guys.
Where Liara is right now is very far away.
But she feels the confidence of my presence.
Sebastian's looking at Zodiac through the spyglass.
Yeah, man.
I got you. Just
Wow.
You're actually just looking at some guy through the window of his house.
never had good vision anyways. Liara. You begin attempting to change the layout of this terrain to match a familiar dream of your own, but the terrain fights back, and you immediately notice this rippling tide over the horizon with this monstrous hand reaching out towards you with this magnified yellow eye stretching. And as you see that and begin thinking very hard, imagining anything else to replace this territory, replace everything about this, you grab her and quickly draw her away from this terrain into your dreamscape, giving her the only safe place that you could imagine from whatever the fuck that was. The hand engulfed the entire horizon. She looks over at you. I don't think we should look at the abyss.
Yeah, don't worry. Casimir threw a dagger at it, so it should be fine.
Why would he ever do something so stupid?
I don't know. That just showed that the abyss... This changed my outlook on a lot of things. My priorities were not in the right place, is all this just told me. But don't worry, I'm stronger than it. You're stronger than it too, because look, you're here.
That would have consumed me, wouldn't it?
I'm not going to answer that. What matters now is you're safe and you're out of there. And moreover, look, I'm going to point at a unicorn. Do you ever get to see these things? It's like, I can't believe zebras exist, but they don't have horns. And then there's camels, and just pointing at different types of horses.
Every single one of them has a horn.
Yeah, all of them have horns.
A camel with a horn.
And this is one of the inventions of my own time. So I always dreamed about the perfect version of me.
Moose's spell ends and you're both dragged out. It's only 10 minutes. And you both blink awake.
I showed her a
nudge.
unicorn.
I nudge a bucket towards her.
Like, and immediately just begins vomiting everything in her body up into that
Is
bucket.
this zero gravity vomiting?
Not exactly, no. Attached to the ship, it's a little
My God, it's everywhere!
You put a lid on
It's
it.
floating! Ah!
Ah.
Now, I'd like to point out that I've never actually personally been to the abyss. I've been very close to it, unfortunately enough. And I only have my people's teachings about the abyss, or the dark as we used to call it. Basically, it's the... So when you think hell, uneducatedly, you think torture, a lot of fire, death. It's essentially that, but actually that. In the laymanist terms, I can put it in. There's nuances to it, but there's a lot less that in actual hell.
Okay. Let's make a rule that we don't interact with that in any shape, way, or form ever.
Not dealing with a problem doesn't solve a problem.
Well,
yeah, when
the problem is looking at it.
No, I'm saying don't. I'm not saying don't look at it. I'm just saying that's.
I think he's the authority here. Points at Moose.
It's more.
That's a stretch, but I'll agree with it.
You're the only one who has any amount of interaction with it, and you said don't look at it before that happened.
Look,
I don't ever want to look at that ever again.
Look, I didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but I usually take what people say as a source. So when an entire turn of phrase is based around, not looking at the abyss, that would be bad, right?
Something talked to me in my mind.
Oh, that's even worse. I've had that happen once before. Ignore it.
Those are thoughts.
That's not, and I like. I nudge Sebastian up a bit, so he starts floating like slightly away from me.
Very nice.
Hey, it's not fair.
I'll grab him. I'll pull him down.
Grab the rope and just start pulling him back like a fucking yo-yo.
Okay, and I'm gonna place my hands on her shoulders, and I'm gonna say, "That is the worst. Is the worst psychic link you never want to experience again. I'm gonna lend you something until you are back on the material plane of your choosing." And I take off my ring of mind shielding and give it to her.
She will hold on to that with every ounce of strength she possesses.
Now, worst case scenario, I die, that thing turns to a fancy bauble at best in about 5 days after my death. Now, I hope that doesn't
Keep you
happen.
alive.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. Now, when you get back, what you want is for anyone, like, try and talk to the Empress of Morian. She's a mage. He might be able to help you. It's, it's kind of like having a underlying medical condition. If it doesn't seem like much right now, and then you start feeling iffy, see an expert on it. Now, I don't think there is an expert that you can readily find back down there. But the closest thing we have to an expert now is a high-ranking mage, and that's the only one I know personally. Well, except for her, and I point to Liara.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Laura.
Ooh, yeah, this is cool. This is real cool, everybody. Okay.
This turned a real fun moment into a sour mood, didn't it?
But now we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna shake her shoulder a bit, just like, you'll be in fear for the next couple of days. I speak from experience. Or maybe that's just the underlying genetic condition here, but the abyss talking to you means that you have at least blipped on the radar. So the best thing to do is lie low and never do anything that has anything to do with the abyss or anything that might have something to do with the abyss. Just have a normal day. And you'll feel normal in the next year.
All right. Just one day at a time. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's how you go about it.
And on this, yeah, go ahead.
No, and I'm just gonna say, anyone wants jerky?
And on this cheery note, I think we're all going to go on break, everybody. We'll be right